So I've seen some people experiencing some instabilities with their Deus 2 version 1 software. It's hot on nails, it's sparky. We saw this coming. It's different from version 7.1, it's different from version 6 on the Deus 2. It's different from the Deus 1 softwares like 5.2 or 3.2. And especially when you put different coils on these machines, they operate all different. When you take them out to different sites, they're going to operate different. And I'm going to try to be graceful with my approach on this video. Try not to ruffle too many feathers. And I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to call any channels out. I'm not trying to be funny here. This is serious. And I'm going to talk about my hypothetical program that I have developed. It's called the Magic program. It's the Paystreak Magic program. And I have the Magic detector. The Deus 2. Let's just call it the Deus 2, the Magic detector. They do not exist, right? I do not have a Magic detector. I do not have a Magic program that I give this I give this program out to all my followers and my subscribers. I don't have a bunch of sheep following me, right? I am engaging in conversation with a bunch of shepherds. And I'm not trying to draw a bunch of sheep to my channel. I am talking with other shepherds. And we must be civilized. And but it's not always civilized. You know, I don't do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. I do not do TikTok. I especially do not do forums because those are extremely toxic. Right? I have much better use of my time to just argue about stuff. If somebody asks me for advice, I will work with them, and I will work with them and try to figure stuff out. I'm not just going to just give advice. I'm not going to give my program out, my Magic program out to everybody, because I am always configuring my detector differently. I call them configurations, or configurations. I do not call them programs. You know, I do not have this Magic program. It's a hypothetical. It does not exist. I'm sorry if you have a program that you have developed and it's called the Magic program. I didn't know that somebody else had my program. Hopefully nobody has my program and named it Magic. So I'm always configuring my detector differently to suit the conditions. I always want to get more performance out of the detector and settle it, but yet run it hotter. And I want to learn how to just the right combination of settings. And a Magic program, like one program will not do it all. One detector will not do it all. I use my detectors in different places because they operate different at their true potential. And I want to find that true potential. And a lot of times I'll be changing that. I'll learn how to get more performance out of that machine a long time after I'm using it. You know, sometimes it takes years to learn how to really learn that machine, and years to learn that machine. And you're not going to learn a machine overnight. You're not going to learn a machine in 1 week, and I see that a lot. So I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I'll get on YouTube maybe a couple times a week and watch a few videos, and I'll comment. I never give a thumbs down because everybody has a different creative ability, and everybody likes different things. Everybody's hunting in different spots. I've never metal detected in the UK. I've never hunted in the Thames River. I've never mudlarked. I've never hunted in Dead Horse Bay. I've never hunted at Myrtle Beach. I've never hunted in Florida, on the beaches in Florida. I've never hunted in California, on the beaches in California. I've never hunted for gold in the Midwest or for gold in the Southwest. I've never hunted swimming holes in the Midwest. I've never hunted pasture in the UK, right? I've not done a lot of stuff, so I know very little. I'm just in my little bubble here. I only show what I know. You know, I know tot lots, I know curb strips, I know parks, I know schools in my area, and I show you that. I'm not going to tell you that I know a lot about other people's areas because I don't. And I'm very comfortable with learning new software, and I'm very comfortable with configuring my detector differently to get the power out of that detector that is going to change the outcomes of my hunt dramatically. And if I stay with one program, or I stay with one configuration all day long at one site, I'll probably end up getting fewer targets. If I'm changing it up and I'm finding that raw power, and I'm finding that just the right configuration for that minute or that moment or that hour or that day, I'm going to stay with that for a little bit because it's working. And it took me a little while to get to that point. And some days I get a lot out of the ground, some days I don't. And if I use the same program, I'll get way less out of the ground. It's just a fact. The pure randomness of metal detecting. Sometimes you use the same. If you use this one program, this is the reality of it. You use one you have a magic program. You take this magic program over the same exact area. You swing really slow. The same exact area 10 times in a row. Go 10 times in 1 month. You will have completely different outcomes every time you hunt. Every hunt is different, so you have to adjust your detector differently to suit the conditions. And I see a lot of YouTubers like get a metal detector, and all of a sudden within 1 week, or just a week or so, they have this custom program, this magic program that they've developed, and they send it out to all their followers. All their followers use it, and it's like a bunch of sheep chasing a shepherd. I don't want to attract a bunch of sheep to my channel. I want to attract a bunch of shepherds to my channel, and I want to engage with those shepherds. You can learn very little from a sheep. You can learn a lot from a shepherd, even if that shepherd's a kid. Just that's hypothetical too there. But I'm not trying to be funny here. This is the reality to it. These magic programs, if I develop a magic program and I send it out to you guys, I'm not helping you guys learn. I'm not letting you guys learn at your own pace. Learning how the auto response works, learning how the ground stabilizer works, learn how the discrimination works, learn how if you change tonal options on the Deus 2, you're gonna have to change a lot of other settings, because a tonal option is a huge setting that you change on there, and you're gonna have to make a lot of adjustments to that machine to settle it if you just change your tonal option. And what's the auto response? What's the silencer going to do? I want you guys to learn that stuff, because you have to learn that stuff on your own. Once you get out to that certain area and you're using my magic hypothetical program, and it's running all unstable, you won't know what to do. So you're just going to use it. You won't know that your detector is running really crappy. If you use somebody else's program, and you might get a few things out of the ground, but you are not running the detector to its true potential. And once new software comes out, that magic program is no longer standing the test of time. That video that I made of showing you my magic program, I just might as well delete it, because it's no longer valid. Nobody's going to want to use that program because they're already using the new software. It will not work for the new software. And I don't want to, it's like a disservice to you guys, showing you all these programs, these different programs. I don't want to do that to you guys. I want you guys to learn at your own pace. Everybody is metal detecting in different spots, and those sites are always changing. So you're just gonna have to learn that on your own. There's no quick way to learn how to dial a metal detector in from somebody else. You're gonna have to tune it into your ears, to your swing speed, to your conditions for that day. And if you can tolerate your metal detector falsing on a lot of nails, like if you have your auto response jacked all the way up, or if you have your sensitivity all the way up, or if you're running in two-tone, you're going to false on nails. I can just pretty much guarantee you're going to false on nails with any detector if you run it really hot. And that's the whole beauty of high-end machines. You can dial it back, you can dial it hot. And if you want a single program, if you're running in a single program and you just use one, like if you use my magic program here that I've developed and you use it everywhere, you might as well just get a bounty hunter or Tesoro, right? Because it's not going to perform as well as other guys who know how to use the Deus 2 and know how all those settings are interdependent on each other and know how to tune the machine. The older machines, yeah, they will hit on a lot of targets, but once you compare them to a tuned in Deus 2, there's no comparison. There's just no comparison. And I'm not going to learn how to use this machine, this software here in a week or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 weeks. It takes quite a few hunts to learn just how one setting is going to respond to that. You know, that's what I'm doing. I'm experimenting. I'm always experimenting, finding something that's going to work better. Because there always is a better configuration. You just have to figure that out. And once you learn how to configure those, you'll learn how to dial the machine in really fast. You know, it takes very little time to dial my machine in, but I have a lot of hours on this version, so I've been very patient with this version. And there's been some versions that I have not liked. You know, we tried a lot of stuff, and some of that stuff did not make it to this version. You know, it's just trial and error. But this new version, you're just going to have to learn. You're going to have to be patient with, just like me. I was patient for a lot of hours with this stuff. But a high auto response is going to be really unstable. And I've shown you that, guys, that the auto response has a lot to do with the instabilities, and your swing speed has a lot to do with your iron volume. Crank that iron volume up. You want to hear the rejected targets. You want to hear that falsing. You want to amplify that falsing. And once you swing over nails, you'll get used to that falsing. You can always notch that false out, because how many targets are you going to find that with that same TID? Probably not very many. You know, and it's just falsing narrow false, you know, that narrow window of false. So, you know, you can configure your detector any way you want. If you want to go back to the previous versions, it's just fine. You know, maybe this version is not for you, and a couple of the versions was not for me with the Deus 2 also. You should have to find that right version that's going to fit your needs. You know, they might come out with a new version that's going to be so metal detector manufacturers never can accurately know, and they can never guess how the masses are going to accept some new software or a new model. You just never know. So, you know, if you want to go back to the previous versions, you have that right to now. You can go back to the previous versions and stick with your custom magic programs that you have developed and be getting the same stuff out of the ground. I am not like that. I want to explore and I want to experiment to see if something works better. Some people do not accept change very well. Some people do. So I urge you to really keep an open mind with this new software, and it works. It works really good. I was just in a bed of iron yesterday, and I was not digging up nails. I was digging up non-ferrous targets. You just have to learn. It takes some hours. It's you're not going to be a pro, and you're not going to know everything about this detector the first week. This new version after the first week, and if somebody has these custom magic programs that they've already developed for this new software, you know, I don't like the taste of snake oil, man. I like to configure my machine how I want it configured throughout the day. Thank you for watching.